You're gonna be a big star, kid. You're gonna be in pictures. The Matrix, directed by the Wachowskis, starring Keanu Reeves, is probably the most mind-blowing movie I've ever seen. And here's the reason why. I wanted to talk about the first Matrix film since the fourth installment is coming out in a few weeks. And it's probably not going to be a very good movie. But who knows, maybe it'll be amazing. The thing is, the last two movies really weren't that good either. Now, the first Matrix came out in 1999, which is now considered to be one of the best years for films ever.
Like an unbelievable array of directors made really, really memorable films in that year. And I think it was because it was like another one of those moments like we don't know what to do. We're just gonna have to like close our eyes and go, you kids figure it out.
So The Matrix is inspired by kung fu movies, Japanese animation like Ghost in the Shell and Akira, and then also the gunfights from John Woo movies. But the inspiration for The Matrix goes all the way back to Plato's Allegory of the Cave.
Let me show in a parable to what extent our nature is enlightened or unenlightened. Envision human figures living in an underground cave with a long entrance across the whole width of the cave.
So in this idea, there were people that were chained to the inside of a cave, and their only reality was the shadows that they were able to see on this cave wall.
And now look again and see what will naturally follow if one of the prisoners is released. At first, when he is liberated and compelled suddenly to stand up and turn his head round and look towards the light, all this would hurt him, and he would be much too dazzled to see distinctly those things whose shadows he had seen before. And then conceive someone saying to him that what he saw before was an illusion. But that now, when he's approaching nearer to reality and his eyes turn toward more real existence, he has a clearer vision.
The concept that the world as we know it is a simulation was pretty mind-blowing for 1999. But the movie also elevates that concept with mind-bending special effects that show people stuff that they'd never seen before. Look at the bullet time in the movie. In order to achieve this effect, the filmmakers needed to move the camera at an absurdly high speed.
In this particular rig, there are 120 cameras and 2 motion picture cameras set up. We analyze what real frames we have, and we can create new frames of moments in between the captured frames to make moves longer or stretch them out or do time compression effects.
So instead of moving one camera, they just set up a succession of high-speed cameras and just put it all together in the computer. One of the most memorable scenes in the movie is where Neo is given the choice between the blue pill and the red pill.
You take the blue pill, the story ends, you wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to. You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
The idea of the red pill has become culturally significant because The Matrix came out right when the internet was becoming big. The red pill has become a sort of symbol for truth in the digital age. You know, you take the red pill and it breaks the illusion and you see things for what they really are. There's a few other things I want to touch on here. The hallway fight is so amazing. There's this one great cutscene in the end where they leave it and it's just crumbling. Also, the Hong Kong wire stunts are very unique for an American action film, but it's The Matrix, so it works. The leather that Trinity used was a special type of leather that would bring out more green when filmed. The only thing I really don't like about this movie is its lackluster sequels. If there was only one Matrix film, I think it would be much higher regarded than it is today. But at the time, The Matrix was the most successful film that Warner Brothers had ever made. So of course they were going to make sequels. It was inevitable. However, even with a now watered-down franchise, this is still one of the best movies ever. The mix of martial arts, philosophy, and guns that this film employs is a truly unique thing. Even if the fourth movie is terrible, alright? I will still always remember what I saw in 1999. because the first Matrix film is freaking badass. So I hope you liked that review. Please share this content and have a blessed week. Thanks.